everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary. Thank you so much for being here. I'm doing a cozy little vlog this evening. It's officially the weekend, and this weekend I really want to focus on hobbies. I have some hobbies that I do every fall and winter, but I want to start some new hobbies as well. I really want to work on setting time aside to do things that I enjoy. I need to keep myself busy in the dark winter months, or I will just go to bed at 7 p.m. Once it gets dark, I need to do something that makes me feel like I'm being productive, but something that's also fun. I'm going to share some of my favorite hobbies that are super easy to incorporate into your routine, and also I'm going to try some new hobbies out and see if it's something that I can stick with. And then I saw on social media that some people were doing a 75 booked challenge for the end of the year, and I thought it sounded really fun and a way to kind of push myself to finish up some books that I've really been wanting to read. So I'm going to start that challenge this weekend as well. The first thing that I'm going to do is actually just write down my hobbies. So I'm gonna go to a new page and write down the hobbies that I really want to practice this fall and winter season. I think I have a list written on my phone. Even if I have something written on my phone, I also like to write it in a notebook. I really love physical notebooks. I love physically writing things down and having like keepsakes and not relying just on my phone to make lists. Okay, so this is what I have written down so far, and as I think of new hobbies or things that I want to try, I'll write it down on this list. So my first hobby that I do every year is coloring. So last Christmas, I asked for a big marker kit, and then I have my coloring books in here. So I have a variety. I have a Christmas coloring book. This one is really cute in theory, but it's really hard because the lines are so small. But it's Color at Home. This one's really cute. Enchanted Forest. And then these two are my favorite, to be honest, because they're so easy. The Cozy Girl coloring book. And then Little Corner. The Coco Waya ones are really easy to do. Cute. What is it? Girl Moments. Cute and comfy coloring book. I would recommend these out of all of them because they are so easy. Like, the lines are so bold. Coloring is definitely my go-to hobby when it starts getting dark outside, super early in the evenings, because I can sit on the couch, color. If my boyfriend's watching sports on the weekends, I color because I like having football on in the background, but I just want the noise of it. I want to be doing something else while I'm sitting there. So coloring is definitely my go-to. And then journaling. So keeping up with my diary style journaling. So just writing like my everyday thoughts or things that I'm up to, things that I'm thinking about. I put all of that in this journal. And junk journaling is also in this journal. I really need to get better at journaling every day. I like keeping a journal and writing down like diary style things because I have a really bad memory, and I love looking back at my old journals and remembering what I was up to, what I was doing and thinking, so I think that's really fun. Next is watching movies. This time of year is just the best for watching movies. My mom and I used to watch a Hallmark movie like every night in December, and now that I don't live with my parents, I really want to keep up the tradition of just watching a movie at night. I feel like I don't really take the time to do that. Like, watching a 2-hour movie seems like a big commitment. I'm actually going to make a list of movies that I want to watch specifically like Christmas movies and holiday movies, and then I can check them off as I watch them. Kind of like a movie bucket list I'm also going to make. Next, of course, I have reading. I'm going to be doing that reading challenge. Next, I have stretching. I've really put off anything related to physical activity, movement, taking care of my body. So being physically active has been really hard recently. I have been walking a lot. I want to do longer than usual morning walks. And then my hobbies that I want to start. So I mentioned in a previous video that I have a knitting kit from Wool and the Gang, and it's a kit for beginners to teach you how to knit a scarf. So you get to pick the color of the yarn, and then it comes with everything you need in that kit. So I have that, and I really want to knit my scarf so that I can actually wear it this winter. I think that'll be really fun, and I think I will really enjoy knitting once I get the hang of it. It's so frustrating to start a new hobby and not know what you're doing and be really bad at something, but I think that is very important to do things that you're not good at so that you can practice, and then it builds confidence when you finally get the hang of it, and then hopefully it'll be something that I want to do for years to come. 75 booked. Let's talk about that. Okay, so this is from Emily Page Books on TikTok. I believe she is the original creator of 75 Booked. So here's the rules. Complete 2 45-minute reading sessions daily, one of them being not in bed. I'm trying to get into longer reading sprints because I'll pick up a book, read like 5 pages, put it down, pick it up a few hours later, read a few pages, and then I'm never really just sitting down with a book for a long time, except at night. So I do put aside at least half an hour at night before bed. I think it's going to be difficult at first to sit down and actually just read for 45 minutes. I think that I am a very average reader. I'm definitely not a fast reader. Depending on the font size and how big the actual physical pages are, I would say on average I read a page per minute. So in an hour I'll read 60 pages. I find it really difficult because I follow a lot of booktubers and they read so fast. It's totally fine if you're a slow or average reader. If you like to read, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to finish a book. And as a new creator, I think that is something that I struggle with a little bit because I've read 30 books this year so far, and that is twice as many as I read last year. Some people will read over 100 books, and that's like nothing to them. So don't compare yourself. If you like to read, read at your own pace, it's fine. Okay, back to 75 Booked. Sorry for the long tangent. The next rule is finish a water bottle during each session. I don't know what size water bottle we're talking about, but I think just like sipping your water as you're reading and making sure you're hydrated is the point. Log all reading in a physical journal. So that takes me to my reading journal. This is not a reading journal like some people do. This is basically Goodreads in physical form. So this is what my journal looks like. It's really cute. The way that I have this set up is I have books read in 2025, and then I have my goal at the top. I have each book that I read. I printed out a little picture of the book cover. I have the title, the author, dates read, genre, characters. I have setting, so like where it takes place and if it's in a specific season, because I am a mood reader for sure. I only want to read something set at the beach in the summer. And then I put notes, so basically like a quick little review. And then I have at the top my rating. So that's how I have my reading journal set up. what did they say in the challenge? Log all reading in a physical journal. I already do that, so I'm just going to continue writing down the books that I've read in my notebook. I might put like underneath the book title that I read it during my reading challenge. And then the last thing is no purchasing books. All books must be already owned, bought secondhand, or rented through a library. I should be able to make do with that. I'm definitely going to be asking for some books for Christmas, and my mom has some books that I want to borrow. So now I'm gonna write down the rules of 75 day booked in my reading journal, so I have it written down, and then I can look back and see which books I read during my challenge. Okay, so now that I have all of my hobbies written down and the things that I want to accomplish this coming season, I am going to start on my little bucket list. And I actually got my little crafting bin out. Okay, we're gonna have to get a little bit crafty here, and usually when I get crafty, things get ugly. On the front of the construction paper, there's this, and I don't have another piece of just blank white paper, so I'm going to use this, and maybe I'll use some of my markers. I'm gonna use this as inspo. I think I'm just gonna cut some little things out of here to decorate the bucket list. So let's see. Oh, there's little houses. That's cute. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's gonna have to do. So now I'm gonna take this. This is the best thing that I ever got for journaling, especially for junk journaling. It's a tape glue runner. So it's like two-sided tape, and you just roll it on whatever you want to stick down. Okay, I feel like this is so cute. Can you see it? Now I'm gonna write down what movies I want to watch. So I'm gonna start with the classics that I watch every single year. The first one being The Holiday. My favorite movie ever. Probably my favorite movie of all time. Like, not even Christmas movie. Like, my favorite movie. My mom loves The Holiday too. Red and green. Oh, I have to write at the top. 2025 holiday movie bucket list. Okay, that looks ugly already, but whatever. I'm gonna put little boxes so I can check them off. The boxes are gonna be in gold. It's definitely not aesthetic, but it's very wholesome. This is what it looks like. There's definitely room to add more. So I have 15 movies on here. The Holiday, Christmas Vacation, Elf, Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, The Grinch. I also love the animated Grinch that came out in, was it 2019? The Santa Claus 2, Noelle, which is a Netflix original, I think. For some reason, I love that movie. Single All the Way is another great Netflix movie. Arthur Christmas is one that I absolutely love. I always make my family watch it, and I don't think anyone enjoys it as much as I do. Love Actually, of course, a classic. Christmas with the Cranks. Serendipity is not necessarily a Christmas movie, but it's definitely set in the winter and it's very cozy. And A Christmas Story, which we will watch on Christmas Day because it will be on literally all day long. So this is my little bucket list, and I think I'm gonna hang it on the side of my bookshelf. So it's right next to the TV, and whenever I'm in the mood to watch a movie, I can pick from this list. Okay, it's time to do the first session of the 75-day booked challenge. I'm gonna set a timer for 45 minutes. I also have my water bottle here that I'll be sipping while I do my reading session. So this is In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. I honestly don't know anything about this, but that's okay. We'll go into this blind and let's get started. Let's get cozy. My camera died, but I'm on page 3, and it says, I've wanted to work there since I was 10 years old, and my father used to take me into the city for lunch at Serendipity and a matinee.
I first came in because of the name. Serendipity. It's one of my favourite words. It's just such a nice sound for what it means, a fortunate accident.
It was serendipitous that I picked up this book while watching the movie Serendipity in the same day. It's 4:22, it's been 45 minutes, and I'm on page 44. So I was right when I said that I read about a page per minute. I'm gonna finish this chapter and then take my dog outside because she's getting a little bit bored, I think. Everyone, happy Monday. If I'm being honest, this weekend kind of went to shit. Do you want to do a downward dog? absolutely freezing outside. It's been pretty hard to sit down and read for 45 minutes. I didn't realize how hard it would be. I'm on page 196. There's 251 pages. So I think I can finish this today. So let's get started. I lit a candle. I'm under my blanket. I have my water. I'm gonna set my timer for 45 minutes and we're going to sit down and read. 45 minutes. Let's do this. I have 25 minutes left. I thought I was reading for so long. My camera died, but I literally finished the last page right as the timer went off. That was crazy. First book of the challenge has been completed. I'm starting my final hobby today, and it's the big one I've been putting off for 2 years, and that is knitting. I've been wanting to knit for so long. I even bought myself a knitting kit 2 years ago for Christmas, and I have never opened this kit. I looked inside to see what was in there, but I never started the project, and I really, really want to knit this scarf by Christmas. So I'm going to show you what's inside. This is from the brand Wool and the Gang, and I got this because I followed Nina Florence on YouTube. She no longer makes videos, which is really sad because I really loved her videos, but she knits and she recommended this kit because it comes with everything you need to make a project. And I chose a scarf because it was recommended for beginners. I have never done anything like this before. I do not know how to knit. I do not know how to crochet. So I had to purchase these separately. I think it tells you what size needle to use. And I got these, I think off of Amazon. They're bamboo knitting needles. And I think they're 8 millimeters. First thing that comes in the bag is this envelope. And inside the envelope is this manual. This tells you which project you chose. So this is called the Smith scarf. I believe this includes instructions. Let's see. Pattern guide, toolkit, tension, the pattern, techniques. I don't really know what any of that means. So I'm gonna have to do some reading to start. And then also in this little envelope, it comes with a tag that you can sew on at the end. It's so cute. It says, "Made unique by me, Wool and the Gang." And then I'll show you which color I chose. So I think this is called eucalyptus. It's like a sage green. Definitely not the color I would have picked today, but it's pretty cute. So what we're gonna do now is get acquainted with this and figure out how to start. I'm already confused. It's talking about tension and making a tension swatch. This is like a math problem I don't know how to solve. Okay, so the knitting techniques are in this book, but I think I'm also going to watch a YouTube video. So I'll see you when I start actually putting yarn on the needle. I'm watching a video on how to cast on. Okay, how many stitches wide do I need to make this? This is really hard. Wrap the yarn from the ball in an anti-clockwise direction so it sits between the two needles. Slowly bring the right needle back out of the slip knot, picking up the wrapped yarn in the process. I don't get it. I don't know if this is right. I don't think that's right. Okay. Slip knot. Under the left needle. Okay. Wrap the yarn from the ball around the right needle counterclockwise so it sits between those needles. Slowly bring the right needle out of the slip knot. How? I don't get it. All right, I'll be back. Update. I had to go to YouTube. I'm watching Daria Crochet Life on YouTube, the cable cast on method. And I did 5, what's it called? Stitches. I did 5 stitches. I'm pretty proud of myself, to be honest. This was the hardest thing I've ever done. I almost gave up. At this rate, this scarf is going to be ready by next Christmas. Hey everyone, I am wrapping up this video, but I want to talk about all of the things that I've accomplished in just 4 days. I'm going to look at the hobbies that I wrote down and see if I checked them off my list. The first one is coloring books. I did color a page in my coloring book. Journaling. I did journal at least once in the past 4 days, which I think is pretty good as someone who is very inconsistent with journaling. This is something that I do need to work on more. Watching movies. I watched 2 movies. I watched Serendipity and Whiplash. My boyfriend and I watched last night. Serendipity is on my holiday movie bucket list, so I got to check off my first movie on my list. Let's talk about the reading challenge. This is so much harder than I thought it would be. Sitting down for 45 minutes 2 times in a day, as someone who works a 9 to 5, is very difficult. When I was finishing my book, I thought I was reading for so long. It had only been like 20 minutes and I thought I was approaching 45. So that's going to take some practice. I did finish this book in 4 days and it was 250 pages. So I think that's pretty good for me. I definitely did not do 2 45-minute sessions per day, but I did read a lot more than I usually do and for longer sprints. So I'm happy about that. I stretched. I did my morning walks. I started my knitting journey. This is the one thing that I've been putting off for such a long time. As you can see, I have my first row of stitches. So proud of myself. And this is really hard. It was so frustrating just doing the first row, and now I have to figure out how to do the second row. So I will keep you posted on my knitting journey. If you want to watch me try and knit a scarf by Christmas, head on over to my Instagram and TikTok, where I will be posting updates on my scarf. But overall, I'm very proud of myself. I really want to stick with these hobbies. I really want to have a crafty Christmas. So I want to make some homemade Christmas decorations, and I will be doing that in an upcoming video. If you are also in your hobby era, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.